I always put the wrong people first, and I always have in my life. But I know my heart is the prettiest thing about me. And I'm gonna keep my head held high because somebody else is going to see my worth and my...
If nothing else, I hope this is a sign for Chelley that she needs to leave this little boy alone. Because at the end of the day, he had an opportunity to pick her and didn't pick her, and he picked somebody else. So it's time for her to keep it stepping and give a chance to somebody else who walks in through the door, because Charlie's gone. She messed around and he's gone, so she has to wait for a bombshell, and hopefully they will bring in a guy that she will like, or a girl that she'll like, and she can explore that. But I think it's time. And then I don't want to pretend to be surprised. I really don't. I don't want to pretend, oh, how did Bella go home? We all saw this coming. That connection was not that strong. Yes, production maybe were behind it sort of happening, but it wasn't that strong. Just like I know the connection between Chelley and Austin is not strong enough. I know she's going to leave him the moment her person comes, just the same way he is going to do. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA Season 7 Episode 5. Oh my god. Anyway, we have Huda and Jeremiah. They go to, what do they call that room? Oh my god, I completely forgot. And they're having this conversation, and Huda's trying to justify what happened during the challenge between Jeremiah and Amaya. And it's like, please make it make sense. How are you telling him that he didn't kiss her passionately? You were not there. You didn't see what was going on with the lips. You didn't feel exactly what was going on. And so the audacity to make it seem like Amaya was the one who was pushing herself on this man, I do not get it. What is so special about this man that you would want to sort of make it seem like girls are throwing themselves at him? Just because you find him attractive doesn't mean everybody else finds him attractive. I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. And I was side-eyeing her because I felt it was not necessary. Yes, he ended up agreeing that he had actually kissed, Amaya. So, he did participate in it. It's not like Amaya was pulling things out of her backside. They both were willing and complied with the kiss. So she needs to sit her bottom down somewhere. You have Taylor and Olandria having a conversation. So they are discussing Nick and Bella. And it's like, I have yet, outside of when they both said that they both like people from the South, blah, 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 I've never really heard them speak about anything romantic in any sense, which makes me believe that they're just keeping each other safe until they find their person or until they get to the end of the show, because there's nothing there that makes me believe that they're in a romantic setting or they're in a romantic couple. I don't remember seeing them kiss. Did I miss it? I did say it during the challenge, but I don't think I've seen them kiss or be romantic outside of a challenge. You have Ace chatting with Chelley. I don't know how I feel about this. I've been championing that somebody needs to get, Chelley away from this man. I don't see why we keep having her sit with this little boy and sort of have conversations. I know last week I was saying I knew him from somewhere. He's that guy on Instagram who does these videos with people around the world. So he teaches them to dance and they teach him their dances and stuff. That's who Ace is. And personally, I feel like Ace is there on a holiday. I definitely agree. He's on a lad's holiday. He's having the time of his life in Fiji, and when he's ready to go back, he will go back. Yes, he had conversations with Chelley, but I think it's more to sort of keep her hooked and keep her entertained, because sadly Chelley has lost she lost Austin, and she's also lost Charlie, because Charlie has been taken by Hannah. And I'm really sad because last week it looked like she had options, and now all her options are taken and she's left with the person that I didn't want her to be left with. You have Jeremiah have a conversation with Amaya, and she's sort of trying to suss out where he is to see if there's any point in pursuing anything. And Hannah is having a conversation with Ace, and Ace actually called her out and said, it's only been a couple of days, do you know that? And she said, yeah, I do, but at the end of the day I don't care. And it's like, oh madam, you're in for a heartbreak. If in Casa they bring this man's type and you're not there, you're going to bawl your eyes out. Jeremiah was able to tell her that sadly at the moment he's happy in his couple and he's open to talking, but not anything romantic. Jeremiah knows what he's doing. He's already told us that he wants to win, so he's not going to jeopardize that, because this lady confided that she's a single mother and he knows the backlash that will come with her being a single mother, so I'm not surprised. You have Amaya and Austin have a conversation. Austin is trying real hard because he has nobody else in the villa that sees him in a romantic sense. So he's going to try and charm the pants of the girls to see if he can get headway with one of them. And sadly, I don't think Amaya is it for him. I think Amaya could do better. It's either she needs to go with Ace. But then my concern is if she goes to Ace, then what happens to Chelley? Because I want Chelley in the villa. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Because Taylor has managed to hear the gossip about Nick, he ran into the bedroom to have a conversation with Ace, and he was telling Ace that, Nick apparently he went to Soul Ties and was making out with Bella, blah, 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 blah. So at that moment, Nick came in, and I think Taylor wanted to cut it and not say anything, but then Ace is very close to, I think Ace is very close to a couple of the guys in the villa. So he then asked Nick, what's going on? Nick reveals that, I went, with Bella because it's 50-50. I just, we shared this passionate kiss. And then from there, I went to, Sierra and we shared another passionate kiss. And everybody was looking at him like, this man is having an amazing time. He's having the time that Ace wishes he had in the villa. That's the impression that I get. Nick is having the time of his life, and Ace wishes that was him because that Ace would have been a menace. So I can't wait to see what happens there. And it's like, I don't even know how you can resolve it. I really don't, because at the end of the day, those girls are going to find out. Whether it's movie night or whatever, they're still going to find out. I wish Nick could make a decision. My choice is Sierra for him. I wish he could go and tell Bella, I'm sorry, but this is not it. So you have the islanders go and get ready for the night. The girls are chatting while they're getting ready. It comes out that Charlie and Hannah were busy eating each other's face off on the dock. You have, Sierra revealed that she and Nick made out, and it's a bit orcs galore because I don't think Bella was there when this conversation took place. At the end of the day, this is my position. I feel like Sierra can do whatever she wants with that man because at the end of the day, she's interested in that man. She told that man from day one that she was interested in him. Bella is only interested in him because she's realized that he's not coming chasing for her. He's found someone who's going to love him or who's going to show him what he wants from a partner. So at the end of the day, Bella is just doing all this for attention and because she wants to win. As far as I am concerned, I do not approve of Nick kissing both girls, but I hope that was able to help him make a decision and allow him to keep it stepping. So in the morning, you have the guys make breakfast for the girls as per villa, routine. And nobody can tell me any different about Ace and Nick. I think I have them down packed at this point because Ace made breakfast. He made breakfast for Chelley and he made breakfast for Amaya. This is what I think. I think Ace is keeping Chelley in his back pocket and he's going to try and explore with every girl that comes in the villa until he finds his person. If he doesn't find his person, then he's going to settle down with Chelley. Otherwise, you can't tell me any different because why would you make Amaya breakfast? It doesn't make sense unless he feels like there's something there that he wants to explore. So I don't get it. And then with Nick, he brought up 2 plates as well. He gave his first plate to Sierra and then gave his second plate to Bella. This to me proves one thing and one thing only. Nick is feeling Sierra more than he is feeling Bella. With Bella, I think he feels the guilt because obviously he took her to Soul Ties, he made out with her, and so now he feels responsible for that because she said she's not someone who would just, kiss someone on their first date. So personally, I feel like he is humoring Bella because he knows it's not a good look. Otherwise, his eggs are in, Sierra's basket as far as I'm concerned. The girls then come down, the guys, after it was raining in the morning. So the guys are having a conversation while they're exercising, while the girls come down and they also have their morning debrief. I thought we had gone away from debriefs, but here we are. So the guys are asking Nick, where do you stand when it comes to Bella and Sierra? Tell us who is winning. And he's very vague about it because I personally think he knows that if he says his number 1 is Sierra, people are going to question him that why did you kiss Bella if you knew she wasn't your number 1? So I think he's going to continue to pretend to be confused when he actually knows who is his number 1. With the girls, they're having a conversation and Amaya reveals that she has had great conversations with Ace, and she's also spoken to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah said he's got a good thing going, so she has decided not to continue to pursue that. And for her to say, oh, I appreciate you, I really like the girls. Madam, this man is not your man. Ace has already told you that, and the audacity and the idea that you think it's okay for you to sort of be territorial and sort of intimidate other girls from exploring a connection with this man, I do not get it. I feel like Huda is setting herself for a breakup, for a very, very bad heartbreak on TV, because this man might end up dumping her and moving on to somebody else, and she's going to cry me a river. You have Austin working out with Amaya, and it's like, why are we forcing this connection? Is it because producers want Chelley and Ace to eventually couple up, or what is it? Because I don't quite see the connection there. I really don't see it. I feel like Amaya is really trying, because it seems like her number one was Jeremiah, and she thought she could turn his head, and sadly that didn't work out. So she is just stuck with whatever's left, and the only person that's single outside of Ace is Austin, and so that's why she's decided to pursue something with Austin. That's the impression that I get. You have Chelley and Hannah. They are sitting, they're having a conversation, and then they start making out. I feel like they're a cute couple. I feel like Hannah sadly is smitten with the English accent, and she's completely gone. And on his part, Chelley was really looking for a connection, and it seems like he's found one. I really wanted Chelley to be with Chelley, but sadly Chelley, I don't think, was feeling him, which is really bad, because now she doesn't have an option. Hopefully production will either send a guy or a girl for her, and then she can do her thing. Whoever is encouraging this Bella and Nick conversation needs to take several seats, because they're leading this little child down a path where she's going to be left devastated, because at the end of the day, she is making more of an effort with this man than he is. And so she needs to take a step back. I wish she hadn't sort of thrown herself at him. I know in the comments, who was it? Someone was saying, was it Jordan? Someone was saying that, maybe production had a word with her and sort of encouraged her to sort of, have a go and open up. But this is going to lead to heartbreak. This really is, because the connections are totally different. His body language is totally different around both girls. And so I don't know why we're continuing to sort of push something that we know is not going anywhere. You had a conversation between Taylor and Olandria and Soul Ties. They're another couple that I'm side-eyeing, because at the end of the day, they say they're both slow burners, but he is saying, well, she sort of asked him, do you think we're progressing? And he says, yes. What do you expect him to say, Sherlock Holmes? Do you think he's going to tell you the truth and say, no, we're not moving anywhere? I think he's humoring her. I think it's one of two things. I think he saw how Serena behaved towards Cordell, and so he doesn't want to come across as very thirsty, so he's trying to sort of be laid back while he really likes her, or he likes her but not enough to sort of pursue her, and so he's waiting for his person to walk into the villa. That's what I think. I think it's one of the two. Sadly for her, she hasn't explored connections, or we haven't seen her explore connections with other people. I don't know why she hasn't explored Ace, whether it's because she's very close friends with Chelley, or whether she feels that she's more settled in a couple. I don't get it. You have Ace have a conversation with Amaya. Sadly, he is humoring her. I think Ace initially liked her, but I think he's been put off by her laugh, because you were saying she's got a cutesy laugh. No, I think he was put off by the laugh, and so he's just trying to sort of just have conversations with her until somebody else walks in, because I don't think he really likes her, and I don't think he really likes Chelley as well. I think with Chelley, it's more of the familiarity, that it's someone that he knows, someone that he's got a history with, and this is why he continues to pursue it, and he thinks it's going to be a sure thing for him. You have Sierra and Nick go around the fire pit for a chat. And this is where you see the difference. The way he's holding her hands, the way he's caressing her hands, is totally different from what was going on with Bella. And I don't get it. Kudos to Sierra for saying, yes, I might feel some type of way, but I don't want to push him. I want him to make his own decision. I don't want to pressure him into a decision, because the moment you pressure him into a decision, that's the moment he's going to leave you when somebody else comes in. I love that she's totally opposite of Huda. Huda could learn a thing or two from Sierra because of how Sierra's moved around with this relationship. She hasn't put pressure on it. She's just allowed things to go as they are and wait for him to make his decision. Why are we being sold a narrative that doesn't make sense? Because you have Austin go for a conversation with Chelley, and he's talking about the fact that he's had two great conversations, one with Amaya and one with Chelley. Chelley looks amazing. He's really excited about getting to know her. He's also excited about getting to know Amaya, and it's like, nah. This man is excited to get to know these girls because he knows he doesn't have any other option. Had people like Bella been paying him attention, then he would not even be turning his heads towards these girls. So I'm not buying whatever he's trying to sell us. You then have Chelley come to him for a conversation. They are another couple that's just selling us thin air. Seriously, because they're saying, oh, we've got this friendship going and we're really good friends and things seem to be going great. So we're really excited that we're getting to know one another. So we can't wait to see where this goes. And it's like, okay, if that's what you want us to believe. I thought the two of you shut it down and said we were friends and that was it. The Islanders receive a text message. Islanders, tonight there will be a recoupling. The boys will choose and the girls not picked will be single and vulnerable. And everyone is panicking because at the end of the day, we've been sold so many love triangles. People are panicking as to where they're going. I think the only person who's not in a couple is Bella, in my opinion. Everybody else, I think, knows where they lie, knows that they're going to be safe. That's where my money is, that Bella is the one who's very worried. You have Nick having a conversation with Sierra. Obviously, Sierra is also concerned because she's in this love triangle with Bella and she doesn't know which way this man is going to go. But I would have put money on it that he's going to pick Sierra because it seems he has more in common with Sierra. The Islanders get ready for the night. You have Ace have a conversation with Chelley and he's sort of saying he doesn't know where he stands. He's sort of still conflicted because he's had great conversations with both girls, so he doesn't know who he's going to pick at the end of the day. It's like, Ace, don't play with us. We're not little kids. Just let us know that you're going to pick either one of the girls. And it's okay. We can keep it stepping. You have Nick have a conversation with Sierra again because Sierra is worried about what's going to happen. Is he going to pick Bella? Is he going to pick her? She doesn't know where he's going to, his head is, and she doesn't know how things are going to end. Bella, on her part, also speaks to Nick because she wants to know whether he's going to pick her or he's going to pick Sierra. And he's still very vague. I think he was told, don't tell anyone what you're going to do at the end of the day, because then someone would have been crying and saying, oh, he's not going to pick me. So I would assume production told him, don't let any one of the girls know which way you lie. Huda and Bella go to the dock for a conversation, and you have Huda sort of saying, Huda's delulu, because she's telling Bella, oh no, he seemed more into you today. I am not worried. He's definitely going to pick you. And it's like, from what we as viewers can see, or from what I as a viewer can see, this man has his mind made up. He already has his mind made up and he knows who he's going to pick. So I don't know who you yourself are talking about. But if you were to ask me, Nick already knew who he was going to pick before even Ariana Maddox arrived. She looks amazing. The excitement on Ace's face when he saw her, it's like, Ace, you're not there for Ariana, you're there for the girls that entered the villa. So you're not there for the host, you're there for the other Islanders. So the Islanders gather around the fire pit with Ariana Maddox, and so it's time to recouple. This is the first recoupling of the season since day one. So we have everyone sitting there outside of the single people. So the single people are the two latest bombshells, Amaya and Hannah. And then for the girls, we have Bella. And then the guys, we have Austin and No, we don't have Austin. We have Ace and we have Chelley. So it's time to recouple. And first up, obviously, that was a given. There was no cliffhanger there. So it makes sense that they would go with Jeremiah. Jeremiah went with Huda. Anyone surprised? No, because, they've been whatever they're doing. I can't tell exactly what it is they're doing because it doesn't make sense. It seems like more gameplay to me than anything else. Anyone surprised with that? No. Taylor goes up. He chooses to go with Olandria. Anyone surprised? No, because it was always going to be Olandria and Taylor. So I'm not surprised that he's picked her, even though we haven't seen sort of their romantic spark. So I don't know where we're going with that. Next up, we have Chelley. Chelley chooses to recouple with Hannah. We all knew Hannah was smitten, and we also knew Chelley was smitten. So there was no way Chelley was going to go for anyone else unless if Chelley had given him the time of day, but Chelley hadn't given him the time of day. So it makes sense. Ace goes up next. I was surprised with Ace's choice, but then I'm not surprised at the same time because at the end of the day, Ace wants everybody else and Chelley. So he wants Chelley in his back pocket for comfort, but he will pick everybody else. So he chose to go with Amaya. Surprised? No. No, because if there was anything there with Chelley, they would have moved on, they would have been intimate, whatever, but they haven't, which tells me that he is just using Chelley as a safety blanket. She's using him as a safety blanket. I was pleasantly surprised. Next up, we have Austin. Austin gave his little speech and he chose to couple up with Chelley. Part of me believes production is trying to save his character. This is why they're keeping him in the villa. This is why they're making it seem like he's really into Chelley, because we saw him kiss on the dock with Amaya. So I don't know how he's gone from that kiss and suddenly he is now coupling up with Chelley. I'm confused with that. And then time for the main event. The main event, the suspense. I don't think it's suspenseful. To be for real, I really don't think it's suspenseful, because at the end of the day, we've all seen that he prefers sort of Sierra over Bella. Bella is just there just to be on TV, and I don't think she has as much a connection with anyone else. And I think this is why producers were pushing for her and sort of a Nick to try and explore something. That way it seems suspenseful. Otherwise, I don't think he has a spark with her. I think you humored her. So sadly, Nick is saddled with the bad guy tag, because he has to pick. And as he's going through his speech, the moment he said we had an amazing time in the photo booth, the guys knew. For Huda to cry like it's the end of the world, I do not get it. She will see Bella once they leave the villa. And for Bella to pretend to be surprised, I do not get it as well. She knew her connection with him wasn't that strong. For Bella to turn around and say, oh, nobody's ever chosen me, blah, blah, blah. You've known this man for a week. Don't put your baggage that you came into the villa with on him. It's not his fault that people haven't picked you in your life. So why are you making it seem like he is the reason behind everything else that has happened to you? Make that make sense? I don't get it. And I don't understand why we're making a bigger deal out of nothing. We all knew this wasn't the right place for her. She shouldn't have come into the villa. That wasn't a suitable environment for her. She's a very reserved person who deserves to go home and, get to know someone in the real world. And hopefully somebody slides into her DMs. The little chat she had with Nick afterwards, I didn't like it. She was still guilt-tripping him like, oh, nobody's ever chosen me. You don't need to pretend to me. And it's like, girl, you knew he wasn't into you. You knew production was engineering this. So the idea that you're suddenly they aggrieved, I am not buying it. And then I'm side-eyeing Olandria from the clip that we saw for tomorrow, because she's going to reveal about the kiss. And it's like, that's not a girl's girl, because at the end of the day, she could have easily pulled Sierra aside and had a conversation with Sierra and told her, are you aware of what's happened? So I can't wait to see exactly what transpires with that. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 4. Bye guys.